We live.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, as always, we like to start off with all honor and glory and the praise and worship too.
Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWAH, HAQADASH.
Hey, number one is our apostle, brothers and bishops, the great millstone. We will teach on sound doctrine, strong shalom to the hopeful elect, right? The brothers from GMS Cleveland, the church, coming back with another camp, man. You know, it's a lot going on in the news, baby. You know, it's a lot going on. You know, it's a lot of tensions in the Red Sea, right? We saw a lot of warships from Russia. You know, and one of the biggest things right now, well, a couple big things. It's outside of the rumors of wars. Is you got they calling it I think they trying to say it's like a cyber attack. Dealing with, we went into that, dealing with the dolly that hit the Baltimore bridge. Not only the Baltimore bridge got hit, you got the bridge in Cleveland underneath it. They try to set that on fire. You got the another bridge. I forgot where it was at. Now I think this was actually before that one, but I think it was in San Francisco or something like that. So you got a lot going on, but it made me think of the movie Batman, right? With the Dark Knight when he blew up all the bridges. Somebody mentioned that they trying to trap us in, which we are, all the ports, messing up all the ports, you know. And then another thing, right, is the solar eclipse that's about to happen on April 8th. You know what I'm saying? And another big thing is what's happening on April 8th is CERN is starting back up on April 8th. And that's not by coincidence. You see, because if you don't know what CERN is, CERN, CERN, it deals with it's a program or organization, one of their organizations that has to deal with the weather, right? The major focus with CERN is dealing with the atmosphere, the outer atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with the weather, right? It creates earthquakes, it creates clouds. You know what I'm saying? It was a Jake. He had a video where he was like, you see, because he worked for one of the programs. You see what we're doing? Because in Chicago, I guess it was a drought or something. He was in Chicago. You see, and he started showing the camera, and the machine was making clouds into the air. They make clouds, so in certain areas they say that has a drought, they can make clouds to produce rain, right? But either way it goes, if Esau's doing it, we still know it fulfills prophecy because Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI is in control of both sides, man. The righteous and the left-hand side, man, right? And real quick, can somebody look up NASA? Because NASA, like I said, we go Shalom. You know, NASA is a space program that Esau deals with, right? And as a matter of fact, look up NASA and look up it's a program. Look up the program real quick. I think it starts with an A, if I'm not mistaken. But it's a program that NASA has. If NASA itself, it's a program dealing with it goes back to an Egyptian god, man, right? It goes back to an Egyptian god because what they're trying to do is they're trying to launch rockets during the eclipse, man, and into the shadows, right? But real before we get into the scripture, go into the see if you can find the name of that program. Okay. It's a program that NASA has. Did y'all find something? Is it Apollo?
NASA, all it got is the National Aeronautics and Space Administration is an independent agency of the U.S. federal government responsible for civil space program, aeronautics, research, and space research.
Okay, here we go. It says, why is NASA firing rockets at the eclipse? So, like we said, an eclipse, right? You have an eclipse, a solar eclipse. You have a lunar eclipse. On April 8th, it's going to be a solar eclipse, and a solar eclipse is when it deals with the sun, when the moon blocks the sun. The lunar is when the Earth blocks the sun, or something like to that effect. So now on April 8th, it's a solar eclipse. It says the space agency said 3 rockets will launch as part of the atmospheric perturbations around eclipse path APEP mission from NASA's Wallops Flight Facility in Virginia. So they're trying to, it says NASA to launch rockets into moon shadow during April solar eclipse. Now, why the hell would these niggas try to launch rockets? we already know his main goal is to block out the sun. That's what he's trying to do. That's why he sprays his aluminum in the sky, right? During the day and at night. That's causing the sun radiance to not shine as bright and strong on the earth, which ultimately what has an effect on Israel, because we depend on the sun for vitamin D, you know what I'm saying, and minerals, as well as life itself, the crops and the grass and the things that come from the ground, and life itself, man. So it says NASA to launch rockets into moon shadow during April solar eclipse. Now it says, now it goes back to an Egyptian goddess. It said the goddess that it goes back to is Apophis. Apophis. It says this campaign is named Apophis after the cosmic world serpent. No, Salakia. The campaign is called Apophis. Apophis. That's the name of it. And it says this campaign is named Apophis after the cosmic world serpent from the ancient Egyptian cosmology. See, the serpent pursues the sun god Ra, and every so often nearly consumes the sun disk, resulting in an eclipse. So it's not by coincidence the names that they choose and the programs that they have and the vibrations that they're pushing with these programs and their agenda, man. Okay, it goes back to what you got? What you got?
I looked up the Apophis
Go ahead.
on Wikipedia.
Okay.
It says APP or Apophis was the ancient Egyptian deity who embodied darkness and disorder, and was thus the opponent of light and truth.
Embodied darkness and disorder, because we know, like, because we went to the statistics of Cleveland just to paint a picture for you. Cleveland is one of the top 5 cities in the world that has the less sunlight, and in Cleveland they just rated Cleveland as number 1. I think it just got issued out as number 1 top dangerous city in the world, man. You see, it was number 5, it went to number 7. I believe it's number 1 now. I could be wrong, but I know it's in that area. So that because it has the less sunlight, which it produces what? They embody darkness, which darkness embodies disorder.
And you know what? It's just a getting over territory. Just a quick point to the fact that you mentioned in that darkness. You know what I'm saying? And you mentioned that eclipse. You know what I'm saying? It's so special because, you know what I'm saying, it's in the times of sign. And that's one of the plays that the Most High smote Egypt with, ancient Egypt with, was that dark. You know what I'm saying? That because you read about it in Wisdom of Solomon 17 and 18. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like it's just an eclipse. But that's a great sign, you know what I'm saying? Because they were telling people to stock up on water for this eclipse, to stock up on all different type of things. So it's something dramatic or something drastic getting ready to happen during this time. And then, like you said, in like the first eclipse was in 2017. Yeah. It showed the first red mark that it made through America. You know what I'm saying? And now 7 years later, you got another eclipse that's gonna make an X through America.
Which
you know what I'm saying?
7 is completion. Yep. And it's hovering over the city Nineveh.
That's right.
And not only that, the cities that's starting from Mexico, from I think Mexico or Texas, all the way across the East Coast, going towards the East Coast, of course, Ohio and so forth, is going. Every city that is touching has the word eclipse in it, solar, Nineveh, all the way across, all the way up to Canada. Every city that is hit. This is not. And then they talking about the army dude got reactivated. Talking about he said they talking about stocking up for 2 to 3 months. They like, nigga, why would we stock up for 2 to 3 months for an eclipse? Because they're trying to. Something bigger is coming. We pray that we just not making assumptions. We pray that it actually happens, man. Go get that. Get it with us.
It's the book of Job, chapter 10, starting at verse 21. Before I go whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death, a land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death without any order, and where the light is as darkness.
Right, because darkness produces a disorder. Disorder. Order is right. Disorder is being not right, being out of what's normal. Right, it's disorderly. So darkness produced Esau's darkness produced disorder, because we also know things also grow in the dark, like, you know, human life, you know, and different things in the body and different the earth, the Lord, you know, story in Genesis. But Esau, he has a darkness that as darkness itself, right? The same darkness the brother mentioned in Egypt, how the darkness was so great that you can feel it. This darkness that Esau possessed, bro, it consumes the light, man. You know, he's trying to do that. He's the sun, him blocking out the sun is symbolic for the children of light, man. The mindset of light, which produce righteousness and life on the earth. That's what this whole thing is about. He's going to use this eclipse for his advantage, man. Yeah. And going towards the east, that's spiritual in itself. Because our homeland, which is Jerusalem, is toward the east. And the eclipse is going to be the longest in the east in America, man. You see, it's going to Cleveland's in the east and so forth. We're going to be able to see it longer than the down south. It's going to see it, man. You know. But get that real quick, and then we get that Genesis.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 24. It says, "In all the lands of the whole world thou hast Salakia." 25. Yeah, it says, "In all the depths of the sea thou hast filled thee one river, and of all builded cities that Salakia is 6. I'm at 5. This is 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 24. Salakia. It says, "And at the time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand and fill with those that dwell therein."
Because it's going to be a great darkness.
That's right.
Lights is going to be out. Yeah. Niggas ain't going to know what to do. Why would a friend fight a friend like an enemy? It's because he's lacking something, whether food, water, or shelter. The important things, and grab that real quick in Sirach, Sirach 39. The basic things that men need to survive. These are the things. Hold that real quick. Grab that. Whoever got it. Because these are the basic things that man needs to survive in these times, man. What up with it?
All right. This Sirach chapter 39, verse 26. I'm sorry, verse 25. It says, "For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners."
Right. So during that time, you're gonna have a balance. Because just because the lights out, righteous don't mean the righteous not gonna eat. The scriptures say that they're gonna eat and you're gonna be hungry. Isaiah 65, and they're gonna drink and you're gonna be thirsty. So it's gonna be a balance in this darkness. You see? So the same things that's created for the good same things that's created for the good are created for the righteous, and the same things that's created are for the. Read it again.
Sirach chapter 39, verse 25. "For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners." Verse 26. "The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing."
Yes, these are basic things that men possess who just have a regular life, just to live life. Food, water, clothing, shelter, and they went into details about certain foods, honey, wheat, different things that makes up a man's diet, you know what I'm saying? And it keeps him functioning, hit this machine properly functioning. The same things that the Lord created for that are actually going to be turned from wicked, for evil to the wicked, man. You see? They might come across food, but it might have mold on it. You know what I'm saying? Which speed up, death, creates death on the earth for them. Think of, you got chicken, you got certain animals that we eat might be used to attack individuals. These things that's going to be created for the good that we're going to be able to consume and whatnot, going to be created for wicked, evil for the wicked, man.
Especially with the wicked ruler, Proverbs 16:4, the Lord said He created all things for Himself, yea, even the wicked for the day evil.
Yes.
Because Esau, he know how to turn the food into a weapon. Right. He know how to come up with certain chemicals that only attack the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American man.
It attacks our DNA, our God gene. It attacks our genetic makeup code. See, and again, keep going. Is there some more than that?
There's one more verse. Sirach chapter 39, verse 27. "All these things are for good to the godly, so to the sinners they are turned into evil." And that's cool because but it's gonna be balanced. And the same thing that a man of the Lord can eat, a wicked nigga can eat, and the Lord have it plague them and destroy them ultimately. Because like Yahawashi told his disciples, you're gonna tread upon serpents, you're gonna drink poison, and it's not gonna hurt you.
Yes, beautiful. Beautiful. So that's an example of what's coming, Lord willing, from this eclipse, man. Lord willing, this is going to kick in what we know as to be Jacob's trouble, the height of it, man. Lord willing, man. See? So we now going back to what we read in what's it, Apophis, or it goes into the sun god Ra. You got some more?
I'm gonna read it again.
Read it again, huh?
Going back to the Wikipedia.
Oh, we gotta bring that back.
Hold on.
Hold on. Bring that back and we get that.
The second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 24. From the top, it says, "At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand and fill with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run."
Right. So in 3 hours they should not run. Right? We understand that's spiritual in itself. That's spiritual in itself because we understand that the number 3 deals with wisdom. You feel what I'm saying? So it said 3 hours, right?
Yep.
3 hours. We understand that the 3 hours deals with wisdom. And Esau, he also not only do he use the number 6, he used the number 3. You see, he's showing that he is possessing wisdom. You know what I'm saying? You know, dealing with just a quick example. Joe Biden's presidential sign with the 3 lines. Jay-Z with the 3, representing so this man also deals with the number 3. And also 3 is associated with that see, the spirit, it gotta be balanced. The 3, I forgot the 3 associated with the NASA program. He threw me off a little bit. But it said the 3 hours should not run. In 3 hours, the springs of water. Bring it back, man. Bring it back. Right?
This second Ezra chapter 6, verse 24. It says, "At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand and fill with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run."
Yeah, because the water system is connected to the electrical grid. Once the electrical grid go out, it stops the water from flowing, and then people houses and these businesses and so forth, man. You see, and then niggas don't. And then Esau, he can do that now because niggas don't know. I mean, because can you move that? Yeah, niggas don't know. I mean, not only that, but not only people not knowing how to actually filter water, but the water in itself, like these different ponds and different lakes, they're already contaminated. They're gonna even be in worse during that time because you got manually, all right, in these machines that are supposedly clean the water so that you can drink it. You see? But if there's no filtration system, he already took out the things that keep the water clean, like the animals, right? The sea creatures, fish, certain shrimp and crabs and lobsters, sea roaches, right?
Damn right.
They keep the water.
Main thing they
to filter the earth. No, you good. See? So he already did that. And then you're gonna have where the grid goes down, where it's not gonna have the machines to so-called do these things. And you got the manual labor for men that actually pertain to certain jobs that do those things. They're not gonna be thinking about shit like that because they gotta survive. Just like it ain't gonna be no protection from the police because they gotta survive. So it's about to get bad, man. Exactly. You see, because the Lord is the only defense from heat in that day. They talk about that in Sirach 34. Talk about the Lord being a defense from the sun at noon. The sun at noon is at its highest peak, and it's the hottest at noon. And we're about to approach noon, right? We're about to approach the hottest time of this man's system, or this man's kingdom, which consists of Jacob's trouble at its peak, man. Where everybody's going to be tried, man. Okay, go ahead.
It's going back to the Wikipedia. Going into the APP.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit because right now we're going into great death that's about to come to the earth. And now you see a funeral going past the cap right now, man. You see? That's spiritual for what's about to hit the earth, man.
You
feel me?
I wish we could say what we want to say.
You feel me?
I'll tell you what's coming to this place for real.
You feel me? It's about to be a lot of unaliveness on the red, white, and blue soil, man.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna have funeral lines going through the streets, man. Because the scripture talk about nobody to bury the dead, man.
Yeah.
You know, because people ain't gonna be thinking about that during that time. It's gonna be normal. Go ahead,
And it's all spiritual because this going back to this Wikipedia definition for APEP is spelled APP or Apophis. You know what the brother going into it was one of the the NASA programs, we're showing you that this place is spiritual Egypt. You know, this is modern day Egypt. You know, we in the time of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, you know, the Passover. But the Lord said, what? He gonna smite Egypt with plagues as before. You know, so why? Because Egypt will become, the spirit of Egypt will be back in the earth. They will be doing the same thing that the ancient Egypt did. They will be oppressing the Israelites. You know, they will be blaspheming our power. You know, but I'm gonna read this. It says, Apophis was the ancient Egyptian deity who embodied darkness and disorder. And guess what? We see that same vibration of darkness and disorder in the earth. For you to be down the street and you see a figure with long hair, okay, and a dress on, and you think it's a woman till you say something to her, and you turn around, you see a beard, and it's a man, that's darkness and disorder. It says, and was thus the opponent of light and order / truth. Okay, so that go back to Egyptian deity, but that same spirit is here in the earth now, because the modern day Egyptians would be the Edomites, the self-proclaimed white man, beginning with the wicked elite. They the ones who embody darkness. They the ones who pass the laws to protect the alphabet gang members. They the ones who got laws to where you have to take your children to they schools to be indoctrinated, or they're gonna bring charges upon you.
And then, like the brother was talking, the brother Kazak Gabar, he pointed out that a man just walked past with on his coat that said Bacchus on the back of it, man. You know, there's a lot of spiritual activity happening behind the camera right now. You know, and it was something else you just mentioned too about it was something else you just mentioned, bro. Because Bacchus is the god of like the feasting, you know, partying, you know, in darkness. Yeah, to keep you in darkness.
Yes, that's right. Huh?
It's blinding you from what's actually going on right now.
Yes, sir.
That's special, because that's the time that they would actually do the feast in
Yes,
the middle of the night.
Yes,
and that's what's going on. Esau Edom, Esau Edom, he is pushing bread and circus in the midst of all this wickedness and witchcraft, all these distractions. He's pushing this out there. He pushing all this out here while he reaching his pinnacle of his witchcraft.
Yes, bro. Beautiful, man. Beautiful.
Right.
It was that's what I was about to say too. And as the brother was talking, as we were just talking like 5-10 minutes ago, the dude was walking past. Yeah, he had spirits on him, but he was in the spirit.
Yeah, right. Yes,
because he was talking, he wasn't saying nothing to combat us. Because the camera might have been picking him up, and it might have seemed like that, but he was actually sticking his middle fingers towards Babylon and saying how corrupt it is and how defiled it is, going into the alphabet community. You see?
And the white man, because he rode past in the Edomites, because they rode past in the ambulance. He said, "You home?" You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So he was in the spirit.
Yeah, he in the spirit.
That's what he was started when we first heard him. He was yelling at an Edomite.
Yeah, God, he was.
So the Lord is trying to, the Lord be doing that, man. He'll manifest what we're talking about right before us, bro.
Yep.
See?
Yep. And it's showing you, if we were in the darkness, we would not be able to pick up on these things. You feel me? Because the scriptures talk about what? Because we talking about that darkness. And the scriptures say, he said, he that wanteth out a way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. That's a darker state to be in, because you ain't got this light. So we let you know, in the midst of all this darkness that's befallen America, this is what's going to guide us through, because it's going to be a lamp unto our feet.
That's right.
We're going to understand the things that are taking place.
That's right.
Because we're not in that gross darkness. But you got it.
No, that's a beautiful point, because Isaiah 33 says, wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times, thy times. The times that it's talking about is when the world is at its darkest state. See, right now it's already dark. It's Isaiah 60. What did it say? Gross darkness to people.
That's right.
It's already at a dark state, but it's gonna get even worse, as the scriptures say. You see? Go ahead. What you about? You about to pull out something?
And somebody go to Isaiah 62.
Isaiah 62.
I will grab Isaiah chapter 60. This First Thessalonians chapter 5, I'm gonna start at verse 1.
Right.
It says, "But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night." So as a hopeful member of the elect, we know that we living in the times of YAHAWASHI returning. So technically, we don't even have to cut the camera on and tell you we living in the end times, because you know your damn self if you believe in the scriptures that we living in the time of prophecy.
Yeah, shit. Even if people that don't believe in the scriptures, they see it's the end. we've been talking about it for a week straight, and so like you can feel it in the air, man.
That's right.
I did a lesson on that last week. You can feel it in there. You can feel that. You can feel that something is about to happen, man. It's like you got regular people talking about something's about to happen. Yep. You got niggas going TikTok, becoming TikTok famous because they could feel it in the air, man.
Look, and that's beautiful, because you got motherfuckers, like you said, you got these motherfuckers on TikTok talking about the Lord, talking about JC, talking about all this. But that's how you know these motherfuckers in darkness, because they can understand. They can't really discern the time. They just know something is going on, which lets you know they're in darkness. Because why? They can't filter it through the scriptures. Right. The light is what shows us that with the shit that's polluted. Because even the shit that's on TikTok, even though they talking about the right thing, but you can't filter it through the scriptures. The shit you talking about is still polluted. Because you calling them idols, you calling them false things. You're not calling on YAHAWASHI. So it lets you know that shit is polluted. Even that's dark. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, yeah, he got it. Oh man, that's beautiful, bro. That is beautiful.
119 and 105. It says none. It's Psalms 119 and 105. It says none. Thy word is a lamp to my feet and a light unto my path. Right. So the law, the law, or you going to a precept, it just means the law. Right, so the law or the ways of Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI, the law, statutes, commandments, is the lamp. That's what guides us, bro. That's what actually give us the outside, all right, to be able to understand and see in darkness. It's the flashlight in which we are able to pinpoint, all right, and not step on certain shit, to see certain things. We could catch someone that's falling and so forth. You see, this is the light that's going to guide us to safety. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 18. I'm gonna read verse 18 and 19. It says, "But the path of the just is as a shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day." Why is that? Because the spirit of Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI is going to get stronger and stronger to the point where it's going to expose the things in the darkness more and more. It tell you that Ecclesiastes, the 2nd chapter, as wisdom, exceedeth folly, so light the darkness. The light eventually is going to overpower the darkness.
Right. An example is that you see that with the sun and the moon. The sun comes up, the moon goes down. The light is overpowering the darkness. The people, we represent light. The prophets represent light because we uphold the ways of the Lord, which we get stronger and brighter. We get stronger and brighter the closer YAHWASHI coming. Because he's the light. And we're an extension of that light, and the closer he gets to us, the bigger we get. See? Go ahead. What you about to say?
I was going to say, even when we read in Genesis, when the Lord created the sun and the moon, it said he created the greater light to rule the day, showing you that the actual light is greater than the darkness. So to speak.
Oh, and what you just said, he said he created the greater light to rule the day. The day already has a light in itself. Yep. The sun is its own light. And the sun is a greater light than the actual day that produces its own light. Right. That's what you see. So the sun is a greater light. You see. So the point is made. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 60 and verse.
Hold on. Let me get this one more verse. This Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 19. It says, "The way of the wicked is as darkness; they know not at what they stumble." That's gonna go right into the Isaiah 60 chapter, because if you don't got the spirit of the Lord guiding you, you're not gonna know where you headed to. You're not gonna be able to see the stumbling block. You're about to trip over and break your neck. You're not gonna be able to see none of that coming.
It's Isaiah 60 and 1. It says, "Arise, shine, for thy light is come."
The light is coming. The light started 2,000 years ago when YAHWASHI came. Ever since then, the spirit of life has been in the earth. It did go away for a period of time. We fell away from our heritage. We fell away from knowing the light, but now it's back in the earth here in these latter days.
Yep. It says that the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. It says, "For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee." And that's just like the brother was saying. Like the closer, like brother HAQADASH was saying, the closer and closer the Lord gets to entering into this realm, the more brighter this truth is going to become, but the more brighter the ones that behold this truth are going to become. And that's to let you know that that he said, a man shall be more precious than fine gold. Why? Because he got this truth. He got this light. He got this light. That's why people going to be wanting to join into the men of the Lord in that time, in the midst of Jacob's trouble. in the midst of all this adversity, in the midst of all the affliction, because we're going to be seen as the ones, the only ones that know the way to go, or the one that know to bend the right corners, or how to escape the things that are coming upon the earth. And they're like, man, we got to be joined to them. And what's going to happen? Amos 8:11. It's going to be a famine of the word. The Lord going to have the men off the corners. The truth ain't going to be out here no more. The light out here bright as day right now.
Because when you in the light, you feel safe.
That's right.
It's scared as hell in the dark.
That's right.
Everybody.
Yes.
It's a creepy feeling, man.
Yep.
You know, you don't know what the fuck it comes from any angle. You don't know what you can step on, how you can move.
Right.
So everybody feels safe in the light, and that's the point. The prophets is the light or representation of the greater light, which is YAHWASHI, and we're a representation of that, or an extension of that light. But here in this realm, see, this whole earth or this man's system is a tunnel.
Yep.
You see, it's a tunnel. You see, and if you only know it's a way out if you know you're in a tunnel.
Right.
And a tunnel is always an end.
Yep.
It has an end to it and it has a beginning to it. It's just that now we understand that it's an end, which means it's light at the end of the tunnel.
And that's wrong too that you didn't mention the tunnel, because that's the thing about a sewer system. You know what I'm saying? Even when you watch these movies in these different tunnels, there's always other tunnels. You know what I'm saying? You can fuck around and take the wrong turn and go into the fucked up end of the tunnel, and it's just more darkness. You feel what I'm saying? But see, that's what's cold about this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Because though we walk through the valley of the shadows of death, what? We ain't gonna feel no evil. Why? Because we got the scriptures, we got this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It's the lamp unto our feet, like the brother read Psalms 119 and 105. It's gonna show us the way through.
It's gonna be manifest to the world.
That's right.
That's why when you read it again one more time.
God, I'll bring it back from the top. We'll bring it back from the top. Isaiah 60:1. It says, arise, shine, for thy light is come. It says, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee.
See, it said the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. What is the glory of the Lord? The truth.
Yep, that's right.
That 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter. How we got this glorious, light and earth and vessels, roughly paraphrasing when you read it. So that's what it's talking about.
God, and it did too, like you said, when you read Ephesians the 4th chapter, because the Lord, the brother made mention. It started with Yahawashi, who's a prophet. Now you got our apostle elders, you have our business, you got all these different men of the Lord coming what? Bringing this light into the world. And so now this light was into the world, what? The Lord said what? Ephesians the 4th. He set up some apostles, some evangelists, different offices, what? To what? To build up the church, to build up those that in Hamashiach Yahawashi. So you know the way to go in the midst of darkness when it comes.
The different offices represent like the different luminaries.
John,
different forms of the light. Like you got stars, you got different luminaries that light up that represent the light. And that would be like the different offices that the prophets of old, from prophesying to teaching to whatever that is. It's still a form of the greater light. It's an extension of it.
This Isaiah 60:2. It says, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people.
People out here, they ignorant to what's going on around them. They oblivious to the fact that the devil, who the Bible literally speaks of, is in control of everything. They oblivious to that. Because you go through the word darkness, it's going to say obscurity. That's basically what that is, ignorance, to not know. People don't know.
That's right.
Why? So like now, say why they don't know? Because they sleep. They in the spirit of slumber. Speaking of majority of our people. Got it.
And the nigga that don't want you to wake them up. You know what I'm saying? They get mad when you turn on the light.
Well, remember the song back in the day? Don't wake, I'm dreaming. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I gotta check that out. You feel what I'm saying? But that's what it is. You feel what I'm saying? They in this dream state. You know what I'm saying? They living their best life in their dreams. Because what? You got people in this world still chasing their dreams. So the more you chase your dreams, the more you wander down into Egypt, which is darkness, which keeps you from turning back to YAHWASHI and not being able to focus on the light that's coming, that's risen upon us, like the scripture just said.
Right. And last point, what's so cold about it is that the darkness, which you made me think you said damn, man, I forgot, man. It's all good.
Talk about. I'm gonna bring Isaiah 62 back from the top. It says, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
Oh yeah, because the longer you stay asleep, the more susceptible you are to fall into a dream and a deeper state of sleep. And which produces either a good dream, which is a good dream, or a nightmare, a bad dream. It's gonna produce one of the two, and that's what's about. We're about to approach. We're about to approach the nightmare. All right, and everybody's about to approach the nightmare because they've been asleep for so long that it put them into a deeper sleep.
Yeah.
And the nightmare is gonna be kicked off with the solar eclipse. You know what I'm saying? Well, it started with the prophets, but from the prophets coming on the scene, it produced what you're starting to see now happen on the earth. See, but the eclipse, you know what I'm saying? Which going the ports getting hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
The slam slimming and all these different things are part of this of the nightmare. All right, that everybody's getting ready to face. And this time, you're not gonna be able to wake up and tell somebody about your. You're not gonna be able to wake up and tell somebody about the nightmare so they can comfort you. You're not gonna have no way of comfort out of the nightmare, man. See, because the only comfort is the prophets. Go ahead,
God.
And what's going on behind the camera is a physical manifestation of everything being out of order, all the confusion.
Man, bro.
But like the brother just read, it said in the midst of all that darkness and confusion, the glory of the Lord gonna be seen upon you.
Come on, man.
You gonna know who the Lord is dealing with.
Come on, man.
God, I got precept up.
Yeah, come go back to this 1 Thessalonians.
God.
1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. As travail upon a woman with child, they shall not escape. It is spiritual, because when you go back roughly a year ago from around the time that this eclipse is about to happen, they had declared that the first pandemic was over. So guess what? That's them saying peace and safety. Right. You ain't got to wear the diapers on your face. You ain't got to worry about people trying to fight you for being within 6 feet of they reach, so to speak. You ain't got to worry about none of that. So that's the peace and safety. But when they say that, when they pushing out that vibration, it said, then the sudden destruction coming. Yeah. Sudden meaning unexpected. Why you ain't expected? Because you thought everything was cool. You thought it was peace and safety. And it said, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Because women, they don't escape those birth pains. They're gonna have to go through them. Yeah. And the closer and closer they get to that child being delivered, the more intense, the more frequent, the more painful it is.
Yeah. This is I got one for y'all. This is 2 Ezra chapter 16 and verse 35. It says, hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. He says, behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord, Salakia, believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake.
What's the gods talk about? Let's talk about the different ideologies and philosophies that this world promote. Because that's a god. Black culture is a god. You know, thinking that you should be a rapper and go to P. Diddy parties, that's a god. So don't believe, don't follow after these different ways, because that's gonna lead you down the wrong path.
It's that darkness. It says, verse 37, it says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack.
Slack, meaning they not hesitating. You see it. It was just an earthquake in Eastern Ohio a couple hours ago. And that's what the Lord told Ezra. He said it's gonna be earthquakes and uproars of the people. You have uproars happening in Haiti. Yep. Okay, so you see the plagues drawing nigh, meaning getting closer and closer.
Yeah. It says, verse 38, it says, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb. Which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. It says, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth.
Yeah, when they started, it got worse. It didn't let up, right? It didn't let up. And not one time did it let up. Not one time. Even when scripture say, even though victuals should be seen so good cheap, even then shall evils multiply on the earth. It not once let up, man. Once the Lord, hey, hold on. Did you get that Hebrews?
Yeah.
Read that real quick and then you got it back.
Bring it back.
The book of Hebrews. It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 1, and verse 1. The Most High, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets, hath in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the world.
Right, because the brother mentioned, the brother YAHWAH mentioned about 2,000 years ago is when these things started, right? Yes, that's fact, because we just read it. It said in sundry times, right? Talking about in these last days, right? And he pointed YAHWASHI, heir of all things, right? So the last days started when YAHWASHI walked the earth. He's the greater light. See, that started the downfall of this man's system. And what system was he in? He was during the Roman Empire. YAHWASHI was in the Roman Empire, and this is the Rome 2.0. America is the second Roman Empire. All right. And the Yahawashi, who the world ending calls Jesus Christ, he was during that time, man. Okay, the Roman centurions, they were the ones that took place in his crucifixion. So just like the Roman centurions in this time going to take place in our crucifixion, if you will, right? The police is task force and so forth, but it started during the last days started during Yahawashi's time, over 2,000 years ago, right? And when Yahawashi gave up the ghost, the temple was rent and it was an earthquake. So from that moment, it did not stop, man. You have earthquakes that intensify from that moment on, man, all the way up until now. You got destruction and disorder that intensified from that moment on, man. As the beast got stronger, the disorder got stronger. As the beast got stronger, death and darkness and destruction got stronger, man. You see? And real quick, this is Isaiah 5:20, because what y'all just said. Woe unto them, woe, W-O-E, means death and destruction, unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Woe to them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight.
And why was the people taking darkness for light and light for darkness? Because of the people, the rulers of the land, the rulers of the earth. That's the vibration that they was pushing out, and that's what they was teaching them. That's why I say woe to them. And that woe also goes into confusion, grief, and sorrow. You thought what was something that it really wasn't. So once you start to take the comfort and the trust in that, when shit hits the fan, you're gonna be confounded. Ultimately, you're gonna be destroyed.
Yeah, it tell you that in Isaiah. He said, they trust in the shadow of Egypt. Shadow is the darkness. It's a form of shade. Or so when you trust in his shade or protection, if you will, all right, the end result is death and destruction. It said both them that hope shall fall. You see, because at the end of the day, that's the end result, man. You see, it's almost like the niggas that jump in them ice and when you drill a circle in the ice, the niggas trying to swim to one end of the ice and the other end. The nigga, as soon as he jump in there, he ain't swimming no far at all. As soon as he jump in there, that nigga start panicking and he forgot the way he jumped in. That's the people. You see, so now they trying to find their way out, but they forgot where the fuck, you know what I'm saying, they just came from.
Yeah, and that's the big problem. They don't understand that this is the Most High's calling out of the darkness into his glorious light. You know what I'm saying? And see, in a minute, the Lord gonna remove the light to where the ones that's in darkness can't find the light. Right. The light is where the darkness can see it right now. Right. But the Lord is gonna remove that light to where they can't. He gonna remove the light where they can't find it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna grab this real quick. The brother ain't got nothing. I want to grab this real quick. This is Luke 21:25. It says, "And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon." And listen, Luke 21:25. I didn't quote it, Salakia. Luke 21:25. It says, "And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth, distress of nations." And we're witnessing all these things, the signs that in the sun and the moon and the stars and the distress of the nations, like the brother mentioned in the beginning of the camp. You got Russia and their ships in the Red Sea with NATO. You got these things taken off. You got Russia and Ukraine still at war. You got all these different things popping off, the prophecy popping off the pages like never before. You watching these things come to fruition. It says, "And in the stars and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring." It says, "Men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken." You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you got to realize, like, the Lord, people about to be in a perplexed state because of these things. I want to grab this word, if I may, in this word perplexity. Yeah, I got a precept for you. This is the word perplexity, right? Because somebody can know that ain't it. Go ahead, what's the precept? I get the word from the bishop. All right, let's say. Oh, here it is. Come. It says, right, this word for perplexity. It says apario, and this is the definition. It says to be left without resources. The greatest resource in the time that's coming, the greatest resource you can have is this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Like the brother brought it out in Isaiah 33:6. It's going to be the stability of our time. So without it, you're going to be left wanting. It says to be without resources, to be in straits, to be left wanting, to be embarrassed, to be in doubt, not to know which way to turn. It says to be at loss with oneself, to be in doubt.
And that's what's gonna make people start to seek the answers. You know, when what they trust in, whether they trust in their canned goods,
Yep.
their guns,
Whatever God they serve.
yeah, whatever God they serve, their baby mama,
Turn
whatever
out.
it is. When they trust in that and they see that's not working, they're gonna try to. That's why I said no, they not gonna know which way to turn. They're gonna try to turn to what? The men of the Lord ultimately, but they're not gonna find them.
Because the light has been removed.
Yeah,
Now you got to remain in that darkness. You got it out.
Exactly, bro. The men of the Lord represent that. You know what I'm saying? Because it say, when your fear come upon you suddenly, I think,
Yeah, that's my verse.
He said, then they should they should seek me early.
Yep. He said will cause you to eat the fruit of living after your own way. So the ways you chose, gonna make you eat that way. That's what you gotta remain in.
Yeah, because that's the God you serve. So whatever God you serve, you're gonna have to prove that God to be true in that.
Oh, that's awesome. It said, go ahead. That's just the last one.
Oh, go ahead.
It says not to know how to decide or what to do, to be perplexed.
Why is that? Because what you was initially doing or had your mind set to do, you see it wasn't working or it's not gonna work.
Read that real quick to go.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 1. It says, nevertheless, as coming the tokens, meaning signs, right? So coming signs. Behold, the day shall come that they which shall dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number. And that's because a lot of people about to drop dead. Because Esau Edom, he is conjuring up some major heavy witchcraft for the times to come.
Segue back into what we're trying to segue to. Go ahead.
And the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. So for the way of truth to be hidden, that means it was out there for people to see. And that's what you see now. When you see the prophets on the highways and byways, on your street corner, and your chief places of concourse, that's the truth being out here. But it's going to come to a point where the truth is going to be hidden. You're not going to be able to find it. Yep. That's why I say, remember now that I created in the days of thy youth, meaning why you got the opportunity.
Right. Exactly. Because when you're youthful, you absorb more information than when you're, you get wiser from experience as you get older. But when you're youthful, your mind, it absorbs like a sponge, like the brother said, and it takes in everything, whether good or bad. And then it forms you, the adult that you be. You know what I'm saying? And it informs what you be later. See? So it's very important the type of food and nutrients you give the thing that just started out. And that's why we had to start back as babe. We had to relearn and everything, come as a babe, so that we could get the proper nutrients, so we can grow properly this time. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. All right.
Verse 2, it says, but iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest.
Right. So iniquity is going to increase. Iniquity is just sin upon sin. Right. So it's going to increase. Go ahead.
Or that thou hast heard long ago.
Yep. Same things the prophets been talking about way back then. Jeremiah 28:8. Go ahead.
In the land that thou seest now to have root.
What's this? The land, the red, white, and blue. This the land, right? The land of the north. This the land that had that at one point in time was called the Golden City, that had root, right? Right? Root meaning what? It was no matter what came and beat upon it, it was going to stand. And that at one point in time, America, look, it was identified as such. That's why people would come over here. They no matter where they was at in their land, no matter what they were taught, they were willing to give it up and sacrifice it to come here to try to live a better life. This was the land that had root. Go ahead,
It says, shalt thou see wasted suddenly.
What? It's going to be wasted suddenly, man. Brother Joe already went into the word sudden. Unexpected, man. All right? In simple terms, unexpected as the definition say. Go ahead,
Jumping to verse 7.
Yep.
It says, and the Sodomite sea shall cast out fish and make a noise in the night, which many have not known, but they shall all hear the voice thereof.
Keep on.
There shall be a confusion also in many places.
That's the point. Perplex, right? It's gonna cause a confusion. What's going on is causing a confusion in the earth. People don't know which way to turn. They can feel it, but they just don't know what's going on. They don't know, damn, I've been living all my life in a lie. Damn, what's right? Okay, this might be right. And it's just a bunch of confusion. All right, from that aspect into other many aspects. Go ahead.
And the fire shall be all sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and and mysterious women shall bring forth
monstrous women.
And monstrous women shall bring forth monsters.
Mistress woman. It's like mistress woman. to bring forth monsters, according to the premature babies, right? Babies coming out with defects and all type of crazy, you know what I'm saying, left and right, and all type of spirits on them, and shit, and degenerates. The babies growing up to be literal monsters on the earth, man. Right? GMO babies. The one mom, goddamn, had her 13-year-old child party at the club. You know, all her friends or his friends was there. Degenerates, man. Go ahead, keep going.
Verse 9, it says, and salt waters shall be found in the sweet.
Right, meaning confusion. Right? Salt water and sweet water don't mix. Right? You see that in the ocean. How the line go, you know what I'm saying? It's a line in the ocean. It's the salt water and sweet water. One's clearer than the other.
Salt and fresh water.
Salt and fresh water, right? Go ahead.
It says, and all friends shall destroy one another.
Because of the darkness. The darkness is reaching its peak. We talked about it in Revelation 18. All right, your sins have reached unto her double. So the Lord gonna reward her double. Word for the paraphrases, reach unto heaven. No, that's the height of his darkness. Go ahead.
Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chamber.
Right, wit is understanding. Understanding is the prophets. The chambers is our minds. You see? So the information that the prophets uphold is going to be withdrawn from the earth, and it's going to just be stored unto the ones who have it. Whoever receive whatever they receive from the prophets is the only thing that you're going to be able to uphold and obtain in that day. So if you don't constantly harp on those heavenly things from YAHWASHI, you're not gonna have the extension of the things that's gonna be required in that time, man. Yeah. Go ahead,
Verse 10, it says, and shall be sought of many.
It's gonna be sought of many. Everybody gonna be looking like bro just said. Everybody gonna be looking like, what in the fuck is what? Hold on, where's those? You know what I'm saying? Those dudes that was on the street. You know what I'm saying? Or where's the, you know what I'm saying? The Israelite niggas as they call it.
And you know what's gonna fuck them up too? It's so wrong. It's gonna fuck them up because they know we come out here rain, sleet, or snow.
Right. No so matter, they falls all year round.
They see us all year round. So the moment motherfuckers that be in these areas don't see us, they gonna be like, that's gonna be the old shit moment.
Right, because the first verse started off, it said the land shall be barren of faith. Why is the land barren of faith? The prophets is the only thing that give people hope and faith. Once that's moved, you're gonna feel, once we're off the streets, you're gonna know that something's wrong. Like you're not gonna be able to pinpoint it. You're gonna be like, something's wrong. You're not gonna see us here no more because the Lord's gonna have us disperse our different lots. Whether you're in a concentration camp, whether you gotta go before the judge, whether you're on the run, you know what I'm saying? So every man's gonna be in there in the rightful lots, fulfilling the rightful lots in that time. Finish it out, you got it.
But then again, it says, and shall be sought of many, and yet not be found. Then shall
because that's a beautiful point you make too. I don't mean to cut you off because, like the brother said, because see what the brother just let you know is, hell, we gonna be in the midst of Jacob's trouble. We gonna be in that darkness too. But we gonna have the oil for our lamps to see what we need to do, to see where we need to go. We know what way to turn. The scriptures is gonna work like this. Wisdom is gonna work like a GPS system for us in that time. While you seeking what way to go and what way to turn, we gonna know. Why? Because we got the oil for our lamps, so it can shine upon our feet, so it can show us how to do things. You got it out.
Exactly. The oil is this truth.
Yep, that's right.
The oil is this truth, the knowledge and the wisdom and understanding that keep the spirit burning, keep it hot, keep it lit up. That's the only thing that's the only way we can speak like we're speaking right now, because of the spirit, which is the oil, the truth.
In the midst of that darkness that we don't feel.
Right. It's a scripture say the truth shall set you free.
That's right, man.
So it allowed us to break those shackles of darkness. And now we can actually, now we're heading towards the finish line.
It says, then shall unrighteousness and incontinency.
Right. Incontinency meaning the lack of control. You know? So lack of self-control. So this is what the incontinency is going to what?
Be multiplied.
Be multiplied. You're seeing it now, like the scripture talk about in the green tree. How much more in the dry tree when there's no prosperity or life happening around you? How much more it is, right? How much more lawlessness can now you started? What proves that is that you're seeing the lawlessness that we've been talking about in the prophets been talking about for decades. That used to happen in the dark at night. You're seeing it happen in broad daylight. I'm talking about videos all over the place, right? Niggas talk, girl walking from home from school at 1 o'clock in the evening, nigga in mid traffic stopping and trying to grab her ass and chasing her down the street to go traffic her. I'm talking about all type of shit happening, bro. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. There's a video right now going around about niggas just knocking out women. Just randomly. During the day, during the night, it don't matter. Just punching women and knocking them down and just walking. Instead of taking the purses, not even running no more. They walking, they take your shit and just walk. You know what I'm saying? Knock your window out in broad daylight in the middle of traffic and keep on going, man. Kill you, shoot you in the head, and keep on walking. Lawlessness is reaching the visual aspect of it, like it's the visual part, the light. You're seeing it in the broad daylight. That's the point. Go ahead, all right?
Because we go through incontinence. It's the state of being incontinent. Like the brother said, it says wanting self-restraint, wanting meaning lacking. It says a moderate and temperate, not holding back. So that's what you see. People get to the point where they're not holding back no more. You know, like for example, you had a Jake, I believe it was. I guess he tried to get like some girl's number. They rejected him, and I don't know. Yeah. I think he shot him. Yeah, he shot her and her friend. So that's
I thought he stabbed.
Oh, he stabbed him.
Well, it was another story. The same.
Yeah.
It was a shot one and it was a stab one. Nigga got rejected, and he one girl got unalived. You know, go ahead.
That's the example of people not holding back. And they tell you that in 2 Ezra 15, that the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So whatever people got the demons on them is telling them to do, that's exactly what they're gonna be doing.
Yes. Finish it out.
Finishing out, it says incontinency be multiplied upon the earth.
It's only going to get worse. YAHWASHI said it in Matthew 24. He said, for iniquity shall yeah, so the love of many go as cold. Roughly paraphrasing. So because people getting more and more wicked, because when you indulge in wickedness, demons hop on you and they get stronger and stronger. You feed the demons. So since you feeding them, that's gonna cause you to do what they say to do. That's why the love of many gonna wax cold.
Yeah, you don't got fear thought in your home no more.
You
get persuaded by the spirit.
Now your body is being what? You in autopilot. Spirit driving. You know what I'm saying? That's why motherfuckers do shit. And then then later on they feel bad for it, they guilt tripping because why? Because now the spirit's done left. And now you like, damn, I did that? Or damn, I act like that? Yeah, these motherfuckers ain't got no control no more.
Well, that's how you know the spirits are the ones that influence our minds on this realm. The Lord sent the spirits to influence our mind, whether good or bad.
That's right.
Like Apostle Thor said, that the Holy Spirit is not just but the angels working on our mind.
And see, and that's what
in the righteous way.
That's what the Holy Spirit, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The Holy Spirit, through this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding this truth, is what breathes that discipline. That's what keeps us from doing certain things. That's what keeps us in alignment with the scriptures. And because they don't have it, that's why you see the world and the darkness that is in, because they don't have no self-control. The Lord has given them over to the reprobate spirit. Why? Because they weren't fit for this.
Yeah, because Isaiah 60 out, it's only either good or bad.
That's right.
In between. So one of them is going to be more or the one. You see? So we are now susceptible to more light than darkness. You know, it overpowers everything else, and then the people is the other way. Yep. And then it's less light. They might still have some good in them, like an Israelite might open the door, you know, bless you, might give you $5, whatever it might, because that's the light is still present. It's just the darkness is overpowering the light, so it's no. Therefore, his major actions that need to happen is non-existent.
Right.
The spirit is overtaking you. You are not gonna have no good thought in that day, but to consume.
Yep, because you feed in darkness.
Exactly.
And
that's what power.
For us, with the Holy Spirit, Lord willing, the Heavenly Father keeps the Holy Spirit upon us.
Right.
But that's what we feed.
Right.
With this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, so that that light can shine. Brother say you got a precept.
Hold on. What's that in there?
Okay, all right. You still got some more on that? Yeah. Okay, Consulate.
2 Ezra chapter 5 and 11, it says, one land also shall ask another,
right,
and say,
one state to state, right? Because it's really America is the place of deliverance. You're going to have other shit going on around the world, all over in Jerusalem and stuff, but America is the main focus. So one land, one state to state, like when that shit happened, I forgot what happened when niggas was going from state to state looking for toilet paper and all that shit.
Yeah, paper formula, type of shit.
Right, one state to state, you know.
You got it going on with the Israelites that's coming into America. Yeah, they call them immigrants, but them Israelites that's coming into America, they leaving the darkness and coming with a light in. They don't know what they looking for, but the light is here in America. Like the brother said, this is where the greatest deliverance gonna take place. A lot of them are coming over here to be delivered. And yes, some destroyed, some to cause the civil unrest. You know what I'm saying? To add more darkness to the darkness. But some of them get ready to walk into this light.
Verse 11, it says, one land also shall ask another and say, is righteousness that maketh a man righteous going through thee?
What makes a man righteous? We already went into it. The truth, the knowledge. That's what sets us free. So who uphold that? Do the Christian church hold it? Do the Muslim mosque hold it? No, it's the prophets. The ones you see, regular dudes that's on the corner and throughout the whole year, right? And as you call them in our grandma garments, right? Or in capes and shit, and they be mocking us. Yes, those dudes, regular dudes, right? Go ahead, all right?
And it shall say, no.
So that's gonna be people asking, is the truth over there? Is the man of the Lord out there?
Yep.
But the answer is gonna be no,
Right.
because this is not a forever thing. This is just a phase. We meant to prophesy, meaning to say before. So once the shit actually happening, ain't no point in telling you what's happening.
Yep. You're gonna know it's in that time. That's why they asking no questions. Because every spirit heard the truth. Every spirit heard the truth, right? And if they didn't, they're gonna come. They're coming across it now. That's why we still out here. We're still the Lord. The spirit of the Lord. The spirit of the Lord still got us out here marking people either for righteousness, salvation, or destruction. Go ahead, all right?
Verse 12, it says, at the same time shall men hope, but nothing obtain.
That's that confounding. People gonna be disappointed. They're gonna be perplexed. They're not gonna know what to do. Because hope is synonymous with expectations.
Right.
The way that they thought, the way that they expected things to turn out, is not gonna be turning out like that.
Right, you said hope, right? The prophets got that form of that. The prophets of YAHWAH shall uphold that. Because you got false prophets out here, right? So I'm saying the prophets of YAHWAH, which are the true prophets, that says something that's going to happen before and it happens. The true prophets, right? Those are the ones that uphold the hope. See? Because why? They got the answers. They can tell you, oh, we can tell you, boom, what's going to happen and how to get out of it, and what's going to happen and what's to come, and so forth and so forth. Go ahead, all right?
It says, they shall labor, but their ways shall not prosper.
You know, everything that people put their time and energy into is not going to benefit them in the times to come. Because you're supposed to be giving your time and energy, majority of it, to YAHWAH right now. You're not supposed to wait till the last minute. You should tell you, make no tarrying and turn to the Lord.
Right, right. Whatever you feed is what you become. Whatever you eat and consume, Yahushua says not what goes into a man, what comes out of him. Because ultimately what you eat displays your countenance. It's what comes out of you is what you feed your mind with. See? We feed our mind. Scripture talking about in Job, food is like what did it say in Job?
It says if the ear,
Yep.
if the food tastes the meat, so the ear tries word.
There you go. There you go. So, go ahead.
This is Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse. So like, did you take that one? Yeah, read that.
It's the book of Galatians, chapter 6, and verse 7. It reads, be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
You know, whatever, because when you plant an actual seed, if you plant an apple seed, the apple tree gonna grow. So whatever you put your time and energy into, that's what's eventually gonna spring up. That's eventually the results you're gonna bring forth.
Verse 8, for he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption.
So you, oh man, when you sowing something, that's like you know the process of sowing something, like tilling to the ground, like dealing with seeds and dealing with the husbandry, like it's a whole process, bro. That means like I got my being into this, like I'm working, bro. So whatever you sow, whatever you work towards, bro, that's what you reap. That's your reward. Yep. It tell you that in Revelation 22. Yahushua said he gonna give every man he gonna, what you say? Yeah, he said he's gonna reward every man according to his works. You know what I'm saying? His works shall be. Every man's gonna receive his reward, whether good or bad. That's why it said in the verse above it, let the just be just, let the unjust be unjust, let the holy be holy, and let the unrighteous be unrighteous, and so forth. Because their reward is gonna be what they sold to. You see, it's gonna, whatever comes to you is exactly what you deserve, whether good or bad. What?
But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting.
Right, and that's what's gonna be our stability in that time. Sowing to the Spirit. We're sowing to the Spirit right now, which is life. So in the time of darkness and death, the only thing that's gonna be on the opposite is life. So the ones that sold to life when death is prominent is gonna benefit because they sold towards life. They're gonna keep life in them. See? Was there any more than that? You got it. Unless you have something.
Yeah, I know. It's Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 25. It says, destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumors shall be upon rumors. So it's going to be a lot of things taking place. And in the midst of all of this taking place, all of the destruction, the beginning of great death, like the scriptures say, people will be trying to find comfort.
That's
Okay,
what I say. Peace is comfort. Peace means comfort.
And bro, that's beautiful too, because like you were talking about the perplexity, right? And that's what's gonna even cause more perplexity. Because you listening to one person say this and one person say that, and you just looking for something to lean upon to find comfort. You like, it sounds good, so I'm gonna just go with it. You're still trusting in those smooth, words. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what the Lord gonna leave you with. You trusted in smooth words when the light was here, so now you got to trust in those smooth words. Then you be like, damn, like this ain't the answer either, or this ain't the way either. You know what I'm saying? Man, it's gonna listen. Jay think this shit is a game. It's in scary times and deep waters we are heading into. You got it out, man.
it's Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 26 from the top. It says, mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest and counsel from the ancients. Meaning, the men that you look to, that you've been following after, you're going to try to go to them for answers, and they're not going to have the answers. Because right now, you can pretend like you got the answers, but when there ain't going to be no choice but to show that you was lying or that you ain't really had the answers, you're just going to have to show. And the people that come to you, they're going to be confounded, and it's going to be a lot of confusion. It's going to be a lot of blood on people's hands. It's going to be a lot going on.
You got it. It's Isaiah 33 and 14. It says the sinners in Zion are afraid.
Why? Because they've been doing wickedness. Niggas been deceiving themselves, chasing vainglorious men. They've been idolizing other men, all type of stuff.
False light.
God.
Artificial light.
It says fearfulness has surprised the hypocrites. Why? Go ahead. Why? Because these like the brother's talking about, he said the ones you're gonna run to seeking answers, they ain't gonna have them. Because guess what? These false pastors, these false men of the Lord, these ones that speak these false prophecies, they ain't telling you about the prophecies. They ain't telling you about wars and rumors of war. They ain't preparing you for Jacob's trouble. They're not preparing you for the things that's getting ready to come upon America. They telling you this is your season. You know what I'm saying? This, or you going through something, they telling you, well, it's gonna get better, or things are gonna get better, or things are gonna turn around. And that's the lies and the deceits that you believe in.
Right. It says fearfulness surprise the hypocrite.
Actors.
Right. So you go into that word hypocrite, like the brother said, it means actor. Right. So fearfulness. Why is fearfulness going to surprise actors? Because they've been pretending to be something they're not the whole time.
The whole time.
That's what Esau pushes. Is artificial. Artificial food, artificial relationships, right? It tell you that First Thessalonians, Second Thessalonians. I mean, Second Timothy, First Timothy, right? About the natural affection, right? Without natural affection, Esau pushed Second Timothy 3, I think.
Yeah.
So and 1 on down. So Esau pushes artificial, right? You got the new thing with the eyes, the little shit. Brother experienced it himself. So you put what's it called?
The Vision Pro.
The Vision Pro on. And now you doing shit, and you feel like you're in a real life, but now you're in virtual reality. So that's when he persuaded on that. And the people, before it got to it looked like it's a disconnect of it, and now you're just now coming about it. You've been living in a virtual reality the whole time. You see? Now Esau just got another form of the virtual reality. Wow. See, that's why you're acceptable to it, right? Because you've been in it for a virtual reality the whole time.
We'll show you what it goes to right. It go beautiful. That's a beautiful point, because what this we realize what the ways of this world, it was darkness. So we separated from it. Why? Through this truth, through this wisdom, knowledge, understanding of the Holy Spirit, by the Lord giving bestowing upon us the Holy Spirit. So they like, shit, well, these motherfuckers that got comfortable with the darkness that's already around them. Shit, let's give them a little more darkness. You feel me? Now you creating these virtual realities or the illusion. You like making that a form of light, like that's a way to escape the darkness that you already in. Exactly. But you just put them in more dark.
Exactly.
Man, I'm gonna bring this back from the top. This is Isaiah 33 and 14. It says the sinners in Zion are afraid.
Right, the sinners in Zion, goes into the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Seminole Indians, right, and as well as the whole world, man. Mm-hmm. You know, so they follow after Israel. Yep. You know, so everybody gonna be afraid because they blaspheme power, true power, man.
Yep. And also because the Spirit of the Lord is not going to be there. The Spirit of the Lord is not going to be dealing with them. It tell you that the Lord has not given us the spirit of fear. So for you to be afraid in those times, I mean, the Spirit of the Lord is not with you.
It says, filthiness has surprised the hypocrites. Who among us shall dwell with the devouring fire? Who among us shall dwell with everlasting burnings?
So when the time of payback is on the earth, it's going to put a fearful heart, a fearful mind into those who laughed and mocked the very concept that was going to keep them safe, or the very essence that was going to keep them safe during that time. You see? So that's why it's going to bring great fear upon them, because they've been pretending that that form of light does not exist. That their light is actually the true light, and the light that we possess and hold and telling you which actually true is actually false.
Yep.
That's why we read, woe to them that put darkness for light and light for darkness, man. Yeah. Right? Because ultimately going to their end result is death and destruction. Was it more of that?
That's it? If you want to meet that,
no, that's it. What you got? You got something? We'll go back to that Wikipedia real quick. If you ain't got none.
Yeah, I'm gonna read this real quick. Ezekiel chapter 14 and verse 9, because going back to what we were speaking of earlier, because the brother just read, said the sinner's gonna be afraid, you know, and the thing is that our people that rebel against the Most High, they despise his men. And since they despise his men, they gonna go seek other leaders. You know, whether it be they celebrities, whether it be the pastor, right, whether it be another cat that makes seem like they got the truth, they gonna follow after them, but not considering that it's gonna be a judgment upon that person they following and on them as well. It says, you want to say something?
Nah, because just speaking on fear, because see, all fear is not understanding or having a lack of knowledge of what is going on. That's what breeds fear. Like the brother said, because why? He said, the Lord didn't give us a spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. So their minds aren't going to be sound enough in the times that are ahead to understand what's going on, to understand, because I was doing a lesson on it earlier. You know what I'm saying? We understand because that's what's going to give us a sound mind. We understand that the Lord is going to be with us in the midst of these times. Why? Because Lord willing, we did the things that were most pleasing in his sight by conforming to his ways, by walking according to the ways of the light, so that we can be protected in darkness when it gets ready to pollute the earth. Because that's what the Lord is going to do. He's going to pollute the earth with darkness and confusion, a state of not knowing what to do. And nobody's going to have the answers but the men that have walked according to his ways. You got it out? And that's, go ahead.
It's Ezekiel chapter 14 and verse 9. And if the prophet be deceived when he hath spoken a thing, I, the Lord, have deceived that prophet. And I will stretch out my hand upon him and will destroy him from the midst of my people Israel. And they shall bear the punishment of their iniquity. The punishment of the prophet shall be even as the punishment of him that seeketh unto him. That's why Paul, the Spirit of the Lord was on Paul to tell Timothy, take heed unto yourself and unto the doctrine. You want to make sure that you in the right spirit, and also you teaching the right thing, because it's a judgment that come behind being in the wrong spirit and teaching the wrong thing. That judgment can come upon you and the people that follow you.
Yeah, hey, real quick. Before you get that, go to Ezekiel 29 real quick. Start at like 2.
This is Ezekiel chapter 29, verse 2. Son of man, set thy face against Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and prophesy against him and against all Egypt.
That's what we're doing. The modern day Pharaoh, brother mentioned it earlier, is Sleepy Creepy Joe, right? He's the face of the Pharaoh, which is ultimately the elites. You know what I'm saying? It's one body, but Pharaoh's the one, it's just the king that's over the land, right? They were called pharaohs and during the Egyptian time, right? So Pharaoh, right? We're setting our face against Pharaoh, right? Say thy face against Mount Seir, right? His government, his structure, the things he pushing, we're setting our face, right? Meaning we're coming against it. You know, when you set your face against the king, that's rebellion. And it's a term for that called rebellion, or they call it, I don't want to say the word, but it's a word for that, right? Which why our apostle, our beloved John, he did that, and they sent him to the island of Patmos, right? Prophesying against him is telling it's wrong, because it's telling him that he is not going to be a ruler forever. It's going against what he's pushing on the earth. So he set consequences up for those who do that. So
I was
trying not to say that word, but yeah, that's the word I was talking about. God, you good? Go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 29, verse 3. Speak and say, thus saith the Lord, behold, I am against thee, Pharaoh, king of Egypt.
So the Lord is against thee. That's why we're talking like this. And we're against you too, because we're for the Lord, man. Go ahead,
The great dragon that lies in the midst of his rivers, which hath said, my river is mine own, and I have made it for myself.
Created his own dams and ponds and rivers. And he said, the world is mine. He said, the water is mine. The people is mine. He took the people in his possession. He said, this is mine, bro. Go ahead, I'm going to get into my Elder Uriah spirit. Go ahead,
I will put hooks in thy jaws, and I will cause the fish of thy rivers to stick unto thy scales.
Like when a fish, you think of as soon as a fish trying to get in the distance, the Lord hooking a fish mouth, it might be in his mouth, but he gets no, I'm drawing his ass back. Right? Esau is liking it to that. The Lord is saying, as you thought you was about to get to a certain point, the Lord like, all right, now that's enough. All right, now it's enough. Let me bring you back. Let me bring you back. You know what I'm saying? Because now, all right. Let me bring you back. Go ahead,
It says, and I will bring thee up out of the midst of thy rivers, and all the fish of thy rivers shall stick unto thy scales.
Yeah. Those are the alliances you've made with these different nations, and even our 2/3 of our nation, right? When the Lord take you out of the water, a fish dies when it's not in the water. Yeah. When he take you out the water, those that attach you are gonna die too. You see, he took you to he took you out your comfort zone. Yeah. He took you out your things that gave you power, and then he's gonna take you out of that situation and those that's connected to it. So good. Go ahead,
Verse 5. And I will lead thee thrown into the wilderness.
Woo! So the Lord gonna throw you out of your habitat. That you know. Go ahead.
Thee and all the fish of thy rivers, thou shalt fall upon the open fields. Thou shalt not be brought together nor gathered.
Is this the man? Isaiah 14. Is this the man that brought down nations and weakened the nations? This nigga, right? You're gonna be a laughing stock and a gazing stock. You're gonna your Revelation 18, your demise and your downfall is gonna be televised. The Lord is gonna take you out the water. He's gonna throw your ass in the middle of the wilderness. Everybody gonna be looking like, damn. You know what I'm saying? It's an odd thing to see a fish on dry ground. Because why? What happens? He starts flapping and he's trying to get back to what helps him breathe. It's odd to see him right there. And the world is seeing you become a laughing stock, a gazing stock. Everybody is pointing to your demise, like these America or the red, white, and blue, right? Yes, they're pointing the finger at you. That's because the Lord, he threw you into the wilderness, man. See? And everybody can see for who you are, man. Like this the nigga that weakened the nations, man. Oh, hell no. Oh, we tripping. Go ahead, all right.
It says, I have given thee for meat to the beasts of the field.
Now everybody trying to devour you, man. You see? Now you got, even though Putin is an Edomite, he's prophesied. He got his missile set forth to you. Iran, you got these different nations got their weaponry pointed towards this place, man. That's the beast that's going to devour you. Go ahead.
And to the fowls of the heaven, and all the inhabitants of Egypt shall know that I am the Lord, because they have been a staff of reed to the house of Israel.
Right, because our people leaned upon this concept. They leaned a reed, a staff is used for support. A staff is used, the brother God won't know. A staff is used to walk, to help you walk, to help you get up mountains and help you push forward. Our people leaned upon that concept to help them get forward in life. Damn. And then, but what happened to it? What happened when they leaned upon that staff? Go ahead.
Verse 7, when they took hold of thee by the hand.
Right, they took hold of your concepts, right?
Thou didst break.
But it broke. It's just our people can't see that it broke, right? Go ahead.
And rend all their shoulder.
Hey, right, and it pierced them, man. It pierced the very support. It pierced them. It wasn't support at all. Go ahead.
And when they leaned upon thee, thou breakest, and madest all their loins to be at a stand.
And our people just can't see it. That they really at a standstill. They're going nowhere fast. They're on the treadmill and they thinking they're going fast and going somewhere, but they're just running in place. That's what the Lord kept our people in one place. They weren't able to go forward. It looked like they were able to go forward, but they wasn't, because they're going backwards.
It's like they're on the treadmill. You're running in the same spot.
That's what I just said.
Okay.
Was that on that verse? Go down to 16.
This is Ezekiel chapter 29 and verse 16. And it shall be no more the confidence of the house of Israel.
Right, I forgot what you said or brought out, but that's why I brought this out. It's not going to be no more the confidence of the house of Israel, right? So this eclipse that's coming in, all right, and the things that's about to take place, it's about to prove what manner of man you are. You see? Whether you know, it's gonna show, it's gonna prove your integrity, what kind of integrity and what man you are, man. Because everybody the man, everybody the leader, everybody this, everybody is. It's not what they say is the saying go. It's not enough it's not enough. It's too many chiefs and not enough Indians, man. Everybody the chief, man. You see? Go ahead,
It says, and this shall, Ezekiel chapter 29, verse 16, and this shall be no more the confidence of the house of Israel, which bringeth their iniquity to remembrance. But they shall look after them. But they shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh.
There you go. So this place keep our people in sin. Because everything you do, a person, even a Jake that's trying to get his life right, his old life catch up with him. You know, a nigga got kids, all type of shit. Then you see a nigga from the past, now he shoot him dead because of some grimy stuff he did, right? And the reason why, because it kept, now the thing that he did the thing too, he probably even forgot about it until he saw him. So now it brings it. Now what happens is now he commit murder. You see, it keep this place keep sin in remembrance to Israel. A pork pizza is advertised on an RTA bus that ride past, and the man is now he probably stopped being pork. A cigarette commercial, whatever you know is sin in this place, is displayed 24/7, and they keep our people indulging in it, even if they don't do it right then. Later on down, they find themselves falling back into that place. You see? You got time? You got it, huh?
And that's showing you that this place is spiritual Egypt.
Exactly.
You know?
That's the point. This place is spiritual Egypt, meaning bondage, right? Meaning bondage. It keeps you bound in chains, man, whether physically or spiritually, right? Go ahead,
I'm going to go back to this Wikipedia definition for the Egyptian deity.
The brother
I would say if a brother want to grab Isaiah 19, we say he put up
I grab it. Let the brother get his precept.
It's Isaiah 31:1. It reads, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many."
And that's going into the Israelites, okay? The wicked of our people. That trust in this system, okay? They trust in the government because they see not even the police officers, they're going to see the troops, they're going to see the technology, they're going to see all this carnal power. So they're going to trust in it. But it said, woe unto them. So you trust in that, ultimately it's going to lead to your demise.
Gun their ass down. Keep you gunning your ass down. Because it was a curfew and your ass was supposed to be in the house. Or these boys too, and they don't understand the language. Like the brother I made this give me that language barrier. But they trying to tell you not to approach them, but you still approach them because you scared out your mind seeking help and they destroy you.
And then horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord.
They not thinking about seeking the Lord and trusting in the Lord. Why? Because they see the power of these devils. Because these devils, they got power. It says Job 9:24, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. So the Lord gave these devils power to be able to deceive our people.
Right.
More so specifically, the wicked of our people.
Hands is a form of power, represents power, like what I'm saying. So the Lord gave them the power to do what they're doing right now. The deceiver is his, like I heard a brother quoting earlier. You know what I'm saying? So it's really the Lord's power. It's just, the left-hand side is being magnified more than the right-hand side. Good, all right?
Verse 2, yet he also is wise and will bring evil.
See, the Lord is also mighty. The Lord is also wise. Okay, the Lord gave the left-hand wisdom to Esau Edom to be able to push out the spiritual, to be able to push out the vibration of his spiritual counterpart, Satan.
Right.
And will not call back his word, but will arise against the house of evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity.
He said he will not call back his word. Tell you Jeremiah 30, I believe it's one of the last two verses. The Lord, the fierce anger of the Lord will not return until he perform the intents of his heart. In the latter days ye shall consider. So the Lord is not going to go back on his word. He is not a man that he should lie. He said he's going to smite Egypt with plagues before. So that's going to actually happen. And he said he's going to destroy all the land thereof. So that's going to actually happen.
Good. You got it? Read the last two verses.
This is Jeremiah 30:23. It says, "Behold, the whirlwind of the Lord goeth forth with fury, and continue in whirlwind. It shall fall with pain upon the head of the wicked.
Right? The elites gonna fall with pain upon the head of the wicked, right? Because we're going into the serpent. We gotta get that still.
Okay, yeah.
Because it goes back into what we started camp with about this eclipse and about everything. It's tied to the Egyptian serpent god, or going to the Egyptian god, but it's tied to the serpent. You know what I'm saying, and things like that. Because the serpent, what happened? The Lord cut the tail off, but now the Lord is about to cut the head off. The tail, it grew back and it grew into a dragon. The etymology of dragon is, it says a large serpent. So he gave him a bigger version of himself. So this time we're smiting the head. You know, we're smiting the head, and this time it's not going to grow back. It's not going to come back into power. It's not going to grow anymore. Right? You got it out.
Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 24. It says, the fierce anger of the Lord shall not return until he have done it, and until he have performed the intents of his heart. In the latter days ye shall consider it.
So in the latter days, you're supposed to be considering the Lord's judgment. You're supposed to be considering the things that the Lord's about to bring on the earth. If you're gonna smite the head of the serpent, nigga, if you upholding his serpently ways, then you're gonna get smitten too. You see?
Go back to that Isaiah 31.
That's what I'm gonna say. Go ahead. Yep.
Isaiah 31 and verse 3. Now the Egyptians are men and not God.
Right. They're just flesh, man. Don't let these niggas fool you, man. They just flesh, meaning they're not God, meaning they're not power.
Yep.
Go ahead, out.
And their horses flesh and not spirit.
And their power that they're displaying is not power. It's not spirit. But the spirit is actual true power.
With another word, you know, to describe that would be mortal, which goes back to death. So these devils, they subject to death. That's why the Lord said in Isaiah said, "Who art thou that you should be afraid of a man that shall die roughly for his praise?" These devils, they subject to death. That's why they come up with technology. Okay, they pseudoscience, pseudo meaning force to be able to try to obtain immortality. Because they know that eventually they gonna be cut off.
Yeah. He said, fear him that can kill the body, but fear him that can kill the body and soul in hell. So you fear the one that got control over the spirit and the body, not the nigga that can harm the body and do things to the fleshly things. Because you just read it ain't power at all.
I got a quick precept for y'all, brother. No, it go with y'all the statement y'all just with that.
Go ahead.
No, so like this Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 5. It says, thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and make a flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Lord. You got it out.
Make flesh your arm, that's making it your strength.
Yep.
I go back to you relying on it. You know, you leaning on it, depending on it. So if you make a flesh your arm, be you trusting in the system. It could be even you trusting in yourself, your own ability.
That's right.
That's a curse, because that's not gonna get you nowhere.
Yeah, to prove that is in Esau's military. He says, or just weaponry, and instead of say bare arms, that's the term. So so bare arms meaning that's their strength. They rely on that form to get them to safety, to keep them alive, and so forth.
And bro, that's even cold you made that point, because that's what they've been telling a lot of citizens. It's a get gun. It's a bare arm. We're showing you, if he's telling you that, he's letting you know, and if that's coming a time that I can't protect you, you're gonna have to try to fight for your damn self. But like the brother said, that's a curse.
With his blessing.
Yeah.
Which is the sword. The bearing arms, taking up arms. He's telling you the only way you're gonna make it is to uphold him to his blessing. And his blessing is death. Because when you go into the story of Genesis 27, Isaac and Jacob and Esau received the blessing from Isaac, and they received the same blessings. What was one of the same blessings? They both received the factors of the earth. It was just one was going to come to an end, and the other one was going to continue, which is Jacob's blessing, immortality. His was going to continue. Esau's was going to come to an end. So if you uphold to his blessing, you're going to also reach an end.
Because Esau's blessing will come to an end because he will obtain his blessing by the sword.
Yes.
That's why YAHWAH said they take the sword shall perish by the sword.
That's right, man. That's it. Good.
So like now one point I was gonna say, that's why when they telling people and allowing people to get arms, weapons and things like that, they basically telling you to be carnal, because that's what his blessing is. His blessing is carnality.
Not carnal.
Right, but spiritual.
Let's go.
That's how you pull down strongholds.
Let's go, man.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why when you read in Jeremiah 17, it talk about making flesh your arm, and say his heart departed from the Lord.
Yeah.
Because we not supposed to be having our mind geared towards the flesh.
Right.
Okay, we're supposed to be spiritual, trusting
Right.
the Lord.
Right. Right. He tell you, he said they serve the creature more than the creator.
He said,
They serve the what is it? They serve the creation more than the creator.
yeah,
That's the flesh and the carnal thing.
because what? That's going to the side. The Lord told him what? Go not to the side, let ye fall. That's what Jake finna do. They finna fall. Because you quoted again. The deceived and the deceiver are his, and they both shall fall into a ditch.
Isaiah 31:3. Now the Egyptians are men, not God, and their horses flesh and not spirit.
So like I was saying, and like we just going into, the modern day Egyptians would be the Edomites, the self-proclaimed white man beginning with their wicked elite, the different Rockefellers and Rothschilds, and one of them recently just passed. I think it was Jacob Rothschild, if I ain't mistaken. So that show you that they men, they not gods. Okay, why is it that the one, I believe Rothschild, he had to get like 6 heart transplants because he a man, he not God.
I don't know if that was the same one that died or that was before, but yeah, either way. Yeah, either way. Like the point is that the fact that a nigga got to get 6 hearts, you know what I'm saying, show you he's not a god. Because we saw what the dude Sammy did when they took his heart out. He kept living. He said there's gonna be many more that come like us. He was an Israelite, showing you that he had true power.
Oh man.
And they can't do it. He was a Bantu man. You see? And he took his heart out, and they like, hold on, man, they gotta cut this nigga body up and send it to different parts of the earth, man. This nigga tripping. Because why? Showing you the difference between the two. Go ahead, Doc.
Isaiah 31:3. Now the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horses flesh and not spirit.
Right.
When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that hopeth shall fall down, and they all shall fail together.
There you go. Because why? No hand join the hand, the wicked should not be the punished. Right? You participate in Isaiah 65, you're continuing to forward this man's system. Therefore, once the system goes down, by default, you go down with it. If you're on the same ship, if you're on the sinking ship, you go down with the ship. You don't just jump up and you flying in the air and shit. You go down with the ship. You see what I'm saying? Was that it on that? All right, go back to that. Yeah, hold that. Yup, go back to that article. Go
This is going back to the Egyptian deity Apophis or Apep. It says it was the Egyptian deity who embodied darkness and disorder and was thus the opponent of light and truth.
There you go. He said the opponent. Yeah, so he was the opponent of life and truth. Meaning, like it says in Wisdom of Solomon 2, that was the wicked having a conversation, right? He said they clean contrary to our ways. So he's the opponent of life and truth. He's the embodiment of darkness. And when I pulled out, right, to go with that again, was gonna bring it out again. It said, hold on. Here you go, right here. It says Apophis. This campaign is named Apophis after the cosmic world serpent from ancient Egypt cosmology. The serpent pursues the sun god Ra, and every so often nearly consumes the sun disk, resulting in an eclipse. And this is what the connection between the two. NASA, the word they choose, and the Space Force, everything that they put on it, the name wasn't by accident. It all goes to something, because Esau knows he's the weakest nation. He's the weakest of everything. He's the base man. He knows that. So he had to go study all the ancient gods that had some form of power over Israel, and he make it into his formation to create what he has today, right? And that's what we're about to get ready to walk into, is the eclipse. They're telling the people to prepare for 2 to 3 months. They're telling you this, they're telling you that. It's about to be a great darkness on the earth. Go ahead, Doc. Start at 1. What you got? Yeah, read that first.
Ephesians 2:1.
No. Yeah, it don't matter. You go start the time.
Ephesians 2:1. And you have he quickened who were dead in trespasses and sins.
Right. That's the prophets. Quicken mean alive. We were once like the people, the world. We too was groping at noonday. We too were trying to find our way. You know, we didn't know it, whether you knew it or whether you didn't. Don't matter. The Lord quickened us. He made us alive. He awoke us. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 2, where in time past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience, among whom also we all had our conversations.
So right. So we once our anastrophe were once an example of the king of darkness. We too was in that point until the Lord woke us up. And why? Because he's the prince of the air. Meaning what? He's the greatest wizard on the earth. He used his enchantments to embody the people, right? He used his enchantments. That's what they were doing in Egypt to combat Moses. They were using their enchantments to keep to try to keep the certain minds, like mainly Pharaoh, right, and other ones that's likeness, to come against what the true light was. And that's what Esau did. He's the prince of the air. So he's going to use this eclipse to benefit him. I don't see why he wouldn't, because he's the prince of the air. That's why another thing, like we said, it said sounding rockets from the Wallops flight facility. This man is shooting rockets. When the eclipse happens, he's shooting rockets into the air, into the shadows, because he's the prince of the air. He's gonna keep the people confused on what's actually going on. Also, too, Pharaoh did that. When it got, when certain things happened, he was trying to make it seem like he was the one. Oh, no, matter of fact, I ain't gonna use Pharaoh. I'm gonna use the Mayan, which were Israelites. They tried that. The Mayan king, right, in the movie Apocalypto, that nigga, when the eclipse happened, that nigga was acting like he was doing that. They knew, him and his assistant knew they wasn't. He looked at the nigga and said, it's happening. And then the people was like, oh, and then he was like, here, behold.
Yeah,
see?
why everything around us started crumbling.
So the point is that that's what happens. That's what's going to happen. He's trying to use, he's shooting rockets to the different things. And we mentioned CERN. CERN is starting back up when the eclipse happened on the same day, man. Because he's going to try to make it seem like he's the great power, man. Look in the background.
Yeah, I'll just say it. They look just like CERN back there. That's crazy.
You see? Go ahead, man. This is nothing but sun worship. Going back to the God Ra. Every God that everybody serve on the earth goes back to the one deity. You see? It's all the same deity with different names. What we have? Read that. Genesis 3. Oh, it's more here.
Ephesians 2 and 3, among whom also we all had our conversations in time past in the lust of our flesh.
Now, we was once caught up in the witchcraft that we see people caught up in now. That's what it's talking about. The conversation, the brother may mention the Greek word anastrophe, which talk about your conduct, your way of life.
Fulfilling the desires of the flesh.
That's where the number 3 came from. We was talking about earlier. They're launching 3 rockets into the atmosphere. You see, on April 8th, NASA plans to launch 3 rockets 260 miles above Earth at the same time. The April 8th total solar eclipse races across the planet. The rockets will carry equipment into the Damn, why do we keep doing this shit? It keep loading. It says the rockets will carry equipment into the ionosphere to study atmospheric disturbances triggered by the eclipse that could interfere with satellite signals and radio frequencies, man. Ooh. You know? So they're preparing. That's why the military was just reactivated, those that retired. And we prophesied about this. I know myself said this too through the spirit. And many brothers years ago about the ones that was retired, the ones that got out of the army are going to be reactivated. And that's what the dude just said. He was like, what the fuck? And then another dude came on TikTok and he was like, here's the proof. He showed his paperwork. He said, reinstated on his paperwork. He like, this some bullshit. Oh no, not his paperwork. He was already in there. He was I think he's a lieutenant or something. He was showing the paperwork of those who are retired. He said, he would say, I'm praying for you. The ones that's retired, he like, damn, I hope for your safety. That's what he was saying, because he know that what that means for a nigga psychologically and different things like that. These niggas being reinstated. Why? Because something bigger is about to happen. Go ahead, what's that it on there? It said Yeah, that was it on that. Go ahead.
From the top, Ephesians 2 and 3, among whom also we all had our conversations in time past in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others.
Right. So the point is that he's the prince of the air, right? Which the results is what the brother just read, and it talked about the disturbance triggered by the eclipse. They said this eclipse is going to cause a disturbance, right? The same thing that happened, the eclipse happened when Yahawashi was crucified, caused a disturbance in the land. The temple was rent, the ground quaked, right? The Israelites rose out of the graves, life, that's what we just read. You see, it says the eclipse that could interfere with satellite signals and radio frequencies. Ain't that how you communicate with a nigga on the earth? In today's time, about radio frequencies and satellites. So the scripture talk about, if y'all can get that, I think it's Isaiah 13, about it's Isaiah 13, real quick, and then we get that Genesis 3. You got it?
Yeah.
Isaiah 13. Go. It's in a couple of verses up, like the earlier verses. Let's talk about this. Matter of fact, start at 1. Start at 1.
It's Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see.
Yeah, the burden. Burden goes into prophecy. And it also goes into a load, a heavy load. So prophecies became a load unto a thorn in his side. This was weighing this man's system and his agenda down from flourishing. Go ahead.
Lift ye up a banner upon
the banner being the Bible. We're lifting up the scriptures, right? Go ahead.
Upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the noble.
Which is a controversy, right? We're pointing a finger. We're when you do something like this, it's a demand. We like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? We making emphasis, upon the governments, the high mountains, right? The elites. We read Jeremiah 30. You see, the elites is the ones that's going to shoot rockets into the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? During the eclipse. The average stupid, goofy Edomite don't got access to that. It's the heads. It's the head of the serpent. Go ahead,
Verse 3, I have commanded my sanctified ones,
which are the prophets, the angels, right?
I have also called my mighty ones for my anger, even them that rejoice in my highness.
Right, the angels, right? Go ahead.
The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustered the host of the battle.
Right, and then say you in Revelation that you got an angel holding back one of the destructions. You see, the winds. Go ahead.
And I was gonna say that, and let's talk about the missiles.
There you go.
When it said the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, because the missiles they liken it to an army. Especially when you read in Joel the 2nd chapter, that's talk about the missiles.
Yeah, because it said he mustered the host of the battle. So the host of the battle is a part of that battle. The host, right? It's the ICBM missiles, like the brother said. The angels, the chariots. Go ahead.
But verse 5 it says they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land.
What we just mentioned, right? The ICBM missiles, right? The angels, right? Go ahead.
Verse 6, it says, how ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand, it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
So we're reading what we just read off your own internet browser, Esau. Information that you allow to be out there, right? We didn't make this up. What we just read about the satellites and all these different things. It said what? It said, how ye for the day of the Lord. So that proves that we're entering or we're close to the day of the Lord. We're literally about to be free from the hands of the Edomite, man. That's what that means. The day of the Lord is WW3 at its height, because we are already in World War III. Some of the last stages of war is bloodshed. America, once it gets touched, once you start seeing army being involved on a certain level, it's a wrap. There's not no coming back from it. You're seeing I forgot what's the term. The niggas that's part of the military, but they in like the regular civilians.
Sleeper cells.
Sleeper cells, the water. You see sleeper cells put stationed all over America, mainly New York, because New York is the heart of America. That's where the truth came out of too, because it's the heart of America. So you seeing sleeper cells being stationed in these different hotels and all over, all stationed all over the place. You know, you've seen the immigrants. A lot of the immigrants are actually militant forces. They're showing you their badges, you know, being paid by the government, you know. Go ahead. So that's that we're entering the day of the Lord. The day of the Lord is when the Lord allows ICBM missiles to be shot upon America, man. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 7. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt, and they shall be afraid. Pains and sorrow shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames.
Right, everybody gonna be confused, man, because they thought America was gonna be forever. They got college funds and they got children they just had, and you know, they just started businesses, and they did, you know what I'm saying? They about to run for president in 2028. You know, they thinking life is gonna continue here in this place, man. But this what you say?
Go ahead. The only thing that was ever about America, aka Babylon, was the destruction that was prophesied against.
Yes, it becoming a monument. That's what's only thing about America is forever. It's standing as a monument of what not to be, or what not to be is contrary to righteousness. You see, so the Lord's gonna make this a place of remembrance for that concept, like He did Sodom and Gomorrah, man. You know what I'm saying, or what not to be. And instead of, I forgot my thought. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 9. Behold,
that's what I was about to say. The water, because it said in the scripture, it say the day of the Lord is darkness, man. And that's what we about to get ready to go into, man. Fucking darkness, man. I'm ready for the Lord to turn the lights off on this place, man. To turn the lights off, man. I'm tired of a proud nigga, man. I'm tired of a proud woman, man. A proud bitch, bro. Fuck it, man. A proud bitch, bro. For real. The bitch is a female dog, and YAHWASHI called you that too, man.
Damn right.
What you got? We're gonna finish that, huh? Yeah, read it.
This is Amos 5 and 18. Woe to you that desire the day of the Lord.
Why, man? Why? If you're not doing the things of the Lord, why is you desiring the day of the Lord, man? Go ahead, all right?
To what end is it for you?
Well, it's no hope for you, man. Go ahead.
The day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
As the day of the Lord is darkness and not light, man. You see? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light, man. To the point that some spirit, some righteous and mighty men, not even going to be able to hold that day. That's why the Lord going to take some of those mighty men before that time, man. It's about to get so bad, bro, that we don't know how it's going to go.
Yep.
You see? Meaning we don't know our lots until that time. It's about to get so bad, man. Go ahead, Art. Was that it on that? Go ahead, Art.
Back in Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 9. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate.
Right. Keep going.
And He shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
Right. The land gonna be desolate, meaning being without, not uninhabitable again, because sinners dwell here. Niggas who think it's okay to put death above life, YOLO life. You know. Go ahead, Art.
Verse 10, for the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine.
We just read that. It says they were shooting rockets into the air to study atmospheric disturbances triggered by the eclipse that could interfere with satellite signals and radio frequencies. The Lord is going to take the understanding out of this place, man. The stars that's going to fall, the satellites, that's His understanding, man. You see? So little satellites is going to fall. You got satellites in the waters above, and you got satellites in the waters beneath. He got frequencies at the top and at the bottom. You see? So he could watch everything. But the Lord is going to allow that to fall, man. You see? Some satellites are still going to stand because His downfall has to be televised. It has to be seen. And we see it through the World Wide Web. But His understanding, His knowledge that He pushes, which is not knowledge at all, that He pushed on the earth is being pushed out of the earth. That's how you know we're entering the day of the Lord, man.
Yep.
You see? Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 11, and I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
Right. The world think like an Edomite. That's why the world gonna get punished. They're gonna feel this. So how the world gonna get punished, you might ask? Like Revelation 18. The merchants shall weep. That's how the world gonna be punished. Because America is the place of distribution. This is how the world got rich. So the Lord is gonna attack the place that's the heartbeat for people's prosperity here, man. You see? Because the whole world not gonna get hit by ICBM missiles. It's only gonna be America and various other places. That's like Jerusalem, you know, that place over there where the small hats live. So the Lord is about to punish the earth and the world, meaning not an ointment in a sense, because ointment is the whole world, but on the cosmos sense, right? Being Esau's world. He's going to punish his world. He's going to destroy his world, man, because the whole earth is going to exist still. You see, the earth, the land, what we know is the earth, it's going to still be here. He's going to take out Esau's world, because you have many worlds. We read that in Hebrews 1. Who created the worlds? I don't think we read the next verse, but YAHWASHI, he created the worlds. There are many worlds. You have an ant world. You have a sea world. You know what I'm saying? You have a this world. You have a that world. You know? So Esau's world, his philosophy, his concept, the Lord is about to get ready to do away with, man. Go ahead, Doc. No, go to Isaiah 14 and 12. And whatever y'all got.
It's Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?
YAHWASHI said, I saw a statement fall as lightning. Quick. You know? Quick. Sometimes you might catch it on the, sometimes you don't even catch lightning. So hey, read it again.
It says, Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 12, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?
Lucifer, it means light bearer. And right now, Esau is the one that displays light. He's the one that the world think has the light. He the one that gave you the internet. He the one that gave you this. He gave you that. He said he the one that gave you the solution, even though he caused the problem. He's the one that right now the world go to for help, meaning he has the light. See? So how art thou fallen from Lucifer, the one that portrays himself as light? How you're falling from heaven, your heavenly estate? Go ahead.
It says, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
Right, you weaken the nations through your light, your concept, because it's not light at all. Light help things grow. You help things die. See? Go ahead.
For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High.
Ain't that what he's doing with his rockets, his satellites? Right? These are concepts on how he exalts himself above the stars, man. Israel, he exalted himself above the actual stars, which is the nation of Israel, the 12 stars, right? You know, the nation. We are to liken it to the stars, man. He set himself amongst the congregation. He said he was the congregation and the literal stars, man. Go ahead, Doc.
It says, I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
Which is Israel. Go ahead.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
Yes, I will be like the Most High. Right? Ain't that what, like we said, like what the ancient, the God on Apocalypto did, the Mayan God, he was telling you that he is power. What did Pharaoh say? He said he's the morning and evening star. I'm roughly paraphrasing. Right? YAHWASHI said, they said that's what YAHWASHI is called. Right? The bright and morning star. Go ahead, Doc.
It says, verse 15, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell.
Yet you should be brought down to a lower state. This eclipse is going to go. If say the Lord do have a kickoff from this eclipse, and we go into a crazier state of Jacob's trouble, no more jobs, this and that, right? Or whatever. It allow him to manifest this MOTB. Whatever happens from this state, we know that it was actually for your demise. It wasn't for you to actually come out on top like your movies predict. All right, 2012, that nigga was on this boat riding off into the sunset. You know, go ahead, Doc.
It says, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
The abyss, man. The darkest state. Go ahead.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?
Right, because we've been saying all camp, man. Go ahead. You at one point you shook the earth, man. They tell you that in First Maccabees 1, the earth was quiet before you. That was talking about Alexander the Great, the freak, Alexander the Great. You know what I'm saying? At one point, the whole earth was quiet before him. Meaning what? The whole earth shook before you at one point, man. Because of your blessing, the sword, man. Go ahead, huh?
That made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof.
Yes, because with your blessing, you wielded it without complete control. Meaning, you destroyed everything in its path to make your point. You destroyed everything in its path. A true God know how to wield his power, have control of his power. Meaning, he don't destroy things just to make a point. You know what I'm saying? In a certain aspect. You see, Yahawashi is going to do that. He's going to use you to destroy yourself. You see? But you had to do it a different way. You can't make points without destroying it. You see? Only a true power can go both sides. You know what I'm saying? Display power here and you know, Esau can't. He only know one way. It's death and destruction. Go ahead, Doc.
It says that open not the house of his prisoners.
And because of that, you know what I'm saying, you put people into chains. You know what I'm saying? You had to shackle people to make points. You know what I'm saying? And so forth and so forth. Unrighteously, right? Unrighteously. Because you're going to be in shackles too. Righteously, though. Go ahead.
It says, all the kings of the nations, even all of them lie in glory, everyone in his own house.
Yep.
But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch.
We read that in Ezekiel 29. Go ahead.
And as thy raiment, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword.
Right. Lord put you in the open now. Because remember when Adam and Eve sinned, they went and hid themselves among the nations. Esau, they get that from Esau. That's why we didn't get to read Genesis 3. But going into the witchcraft, the sorcery. When you go into that word, Nakash, that's Nakash. No, when you go into the word, I think subtle, not serpent. Serpent, I just said it's Nakash. When you go into the word, go to Genesis 3 real quick. Go to the blue letter. Because it's going to go into NASA. That's the word. That's the point. Because we were talking about NASA. Subtiles. Go to the somebody read it real quick.
This is Genesis chapter 3 and verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord power had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, as the Most High said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. Which the beast, that's talking about the heathen nations, you know, all the nations outside of the sons of God, you know, the nation of Israel. And the serpent is more crafty. He the one that has the most left-handed wisdom. Okay, the other nations, they don't know about deceiving the world and painting themselves as the Most High himself, you know, about coming out with the technology. No, it's a self-proclaimed white man that's doing all these things. And that goes back to the spirit of the serpent that was in the garden. Did you find it?
Damn, I can't find this. Which we know, like the brother was saying, serpent means Nakash, which is going into a wizard. You practice divination, witchcraft, sorcery, right? Damn, man, I can't find it. I can't remember where it's at. But I thought it was yeah, because it's the same word that he said to Eve. That he said the serpent of Begal. Is it Begal?
Yeah, that's what.
See what that word Begal say.
It's Begal.
It's Begal.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I know it was connected to 1 Corinthians or 2 Corinthians. Go ahead.
H5377. It's the blue letter definition for the word Begal. The Hebrew word is nasha'ah, but
yeah, right.
The way Esau says, it says NASA.
There you go. So NASA goes back to a Hebrew word, which goes back to beguile. That's the point. Deceive, right? So she said, the serpent beguiled me, meaning deceived me. He seduced. You see, it says seduced. So the serpent is seducing the people. You know, with NASA, that's what that goes back to. A part of his witchcraft is sorcery, man. You see?
Because that's not the only device that he had set up to deceive the people.
Right.
You know, you also got things like the Apple Vision Pro. That's set up to deceive the people, to think it's okay to be trusting and fully invested into technology. Because we walk around with goggles on that alters your reality, that shows that you deceive.
Right. Meaning your mind is being seduced. You know what I'm saying? He's penetrating your mind, man. You know, you're not allowing YAHWAH to penetrate your mind. You know, which by Esau doing to you, your mind become hardened. Now it becomes stone, unpenetrable, right? And you can finish out with that, whatever, you know, Isaiah 14, unless you got to close it.
They kind of got one. It's Matthew chapter 24 and verse 24.
Yep.
For there shall arise false Hamashiachs and false prophets, and shall shew great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Now, of course, you're going to have people that might even have some bug out saying that they is the Messiah. You're going to have men saying that they were sent by the Lord. And also, Esau Edom, his technology could be looked at as a form of a false prophet.
Yeah, because they had that's what the AI technology, you're going to say, I don't know how the AI work and shit. I don't know how the system works. But it was a video where the dude said, basically, create what God looked like or create what the Lord looked like. And they created an image. You know what I'm saying? So it's saying you, it's constantly keeping that image of a false God in your mind, man. It's telling you that it's claiming to be the God, man. But
it's saying it shall shew great signs and wonders.
That's a great one.
Yeah, which I believe it's the word for wonders. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Because basically it goes into his miracles. Yep, the word for wonder is G5059. It says a miracle performed by anyone, which a miracle will be like, for example, with the Neuralink. You can have somebody that's paralyzed, but here it is, he beat you in the game of chess, but he paralyzed. That's a form of his miracle, and that's witchcraft. But the witchcraft gonna be so powerful that it'd down there get the elect if they wasn't the elect.
That's right.
That's why majority of the world gonna be deceived into taking the CHIP, because that's what all of this is leading to. The eclipse and the bridges collapsing, it's all leading to chaos. And when that chaos is at its height, then that's when they go try to bring in a order in the form of the CHIP.
Yes, yes, that's why it makes sense for something to come out of this. With NASA and CERN being stirred, CERN being started back up the same day as the eclipse. That's not about coincidence, man. CERN, we already went into what CERN go into and what they do, dealing with the weather and everything. This man is planning something because the Lord is planning something. He's working for the Lord on the left-hand side. So of course the Lord is gonna allow him to play out his plan when it comes to the deception, the wonders, you know what I'm saying, the miracles and the darkness on the earth. You got to get darker than this. Go ahead. Yeah, we close with that.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 9, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. And when you go into the blue letter for the word working, it goes back to the Greek energia, which that's where you get the English word energy from. So these devils, okay, going into the wicked, the self-proclaimed white man, the biblical Edomites, they come in the energy, the vibration of the spiritual demon Satan with all power, okay, left-handed power and signs and lying wonders, because it's all meant to deceive the people, deceive the world into thinking that he is God, and so on and so forth. So Lord willing, we hope and pray this is edifying through the Spirit. Closing, we're going to give all honor, praise, and glory to
YAHAWAH, Rawchaa, HAQADASH.
and double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who rule and teach well, where we learn this truth from. May peace, mercy, and blessings be upon the household of the elect that believe in this truth in sincerity. So next time we say, Kwame Yashala.
Shalom.